That's the
Never heard
word.
the term before.
Mhm.
I said that's the terminology.
Yes, sir. Umbra.
Umbra. Hey man, y'all welcome, welcome, welcome to another edition of the Elite Mancast. Where I ain't get your name this time. Yeah, y'all welcome. What that say?
Oh,
Umbra.
it's Umbra.
That's who.
Umbra. Oh, okay. That's the name. Okay, yo,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, yeah, man. We here, man. We here. You know, my guy, he be having all these names. He just trying to get the name right. Umbra
Hmm.
is back in the building. You know, we got Mr. Michael in the building. Man,
Yeah.
tonight we got a topic, man, that's gonna help the world if you listen. You know what I'm saying? All
Hmm.
we have to do. I was on a live this today on TikTok, and this is what it was about. A lot of
Okay.
women don't want to hold themselves accountable for doing the shadow work, and then really they don't, because once they get a certain age, we quit trying to learn. So it was more older women, and they weren't trying to fathom the fact of what is shadow work. What does that really
Hmm.
mean? Oh no, I just love this person, or I just love that person. So it was like, and then me and the guy, we were more or less talking like, hey, but it's not like that. You should really look within yourself. You know what I'm saying? Before you start trying to tell me that you like this guy, that guy, or you can't leave this guy alone. And he got a hold on you for some odd reason. It's like you coming up with all these excuses when the whole time
Hmm.
you should just basically say, no, I need to really work on myself. I need to really do the work on myself before I date again. Before I get back out into this
Hmm.
world and start dating somebody, I need to look within myself to say, hey, I'm not accepting this, I'm not accepting that. There's nothing wrong with having boundaries. But as long as you stand on those boundaries, that's the only way it's going to work. Nothing wrong with
That's it.
having the boundaries, because if we don't have boundaries, we're going to keep allowing that shadow and shadow work not to work.
You're right.
But yeah,
Exactly.
man, that was that was the topic I mean, that was a discussion we was having today on TikTok. But hey, man, how y'all been and what's happening? And
Man, I've been I've been lovely. uh, like making things happen, of course, and like you all know, went out there to the World Cup and really enjoyed myself and really, really, really enjoyed myself. So yeah, life is good.
That's it.
damn,
Good.
he said that
Yeah.
twice. Mike, he said it
Hey,
twice.
Yeah.
He said, I really
And
enjoyed myself. Now let me tell you again, I really enjoyed myself.
really,
Yeah.
really. Yep. That's what I'm talking about. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Mike, what's
So
happening
what
with
you
you,
got?
brother?
Hey, everything is good. Life is moving, and I'm working on myself. I'm doing the shadow work.
That
I
right
had to
there.
get right back into it. See, I always figured, like when we start talking about different things, like I guess in the last couple of years, people have been talking about shadow work more and more and more, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like I know about shadow boxing. So me
Mm,
imagining an opponent, I'm doing my thing. So I
right.
figure, okay, that's shadow work has to do with the inside. And all these times, the conversations about shadow work, I'm in the conversations. But I never really knew what shadow work actually was. And that's
Right.
what sparked the topic because I figured I'm doing all the studying and I don't know what it is. So maybe we should just look into it and let everybody know exactly what the shadow work or the shadow actually is. Because most people don't know. They
With
just
the
out there
shadow.
acting like they know what's going on. They're like, "Oh, I'm doing my shadow work. I'm doing it." But what is the shadow?
What
And
is the
that's the
shadow?
question.
I
That is
like
the
that.
question. What is the shadow in shadow work? Because you see, over the years, anytime you got shadows, whether it's movies, cartoons, anyway, when you see a shadow start to form, it's going over the village, it's going over the house, whatever. It's
Right.
always evil. There's something evil that's coming. Something that's
Yeah.
going to go, something's about to happen. But the thing is, the shadow is not necessarily evil. The shadow if you do the work right, the shadow is going to lift all that evilness off of you. It's going to help you find out who you really are. And like
Mm.
those women, they keep getting the same guys. When you do the shadow work, you'll learn why you keep getting the same guy. And then
Right.
you'll figure out how to get the guy that you want. Because
Yeah.
if you're dealing with suppressed trauma, stuff that you're trying to hide, well, you're going to keep getting the same thing. So basically, that shadow is learning those things, those ideas, those thoughts, the things that you're trying to hide, that you don't want to think about. You push to the back of your mind. Sometimes it's with intention, and sometimes it's just things happen, and you just go on with your day, and eventually you forget about it. The thing is, those different things, they don't go away. They're still there in the
Yeah.
shadow, and they're
Yeah.
affecting your thoughts. They're affecting your decisions. They affect your life. So, Dr. Umbra, what you got?
Man, you said a mouthful. Uh, I just want to
No,
add to it. Shadows can also be manipulated because just like you mentioned, like on movies and cartoons, how the shadow over like casts over like the village or their opponents. There's also cartoons where it's like they snip like the shadow away from the character, or how people make shadow
hmm
puppets. They can make it look like this and make it look like that, and you know, um, I think the truth lies in the shadow.
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I believe so
Like
too.
that. Because what I've without what I when we did this research, I like what I found out is that the fact that the shadow in the word shadow work is basically refers to the parts outside of our it say refers to the parts of our existence. I mean, the parts of our outside existence, your conscious self image, things like that. So you
hmm
basically thinking yourself into a position that you really don't want to be in, that you don't believe that you should be in. The whole time, all it is your thoughts.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
you, but outside thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like you thinking about what people think about you, this and that. This and the third.
yeah,
It's really not truth. It's not the truth sometimes, but sometimes it is. Like Dr. would say, it is the truth sometimes, and sometimes it's not because if it wasn't true, we wouldn't have to do the work.
Right.
right.
you know. So it's like, but it's because somebody done told you so many times. Now you believed it,
hmm
and then that's what makes it true because you've told it and you believed it.
Hmm.
Instead of knowing who you are, you believe what somebody else says about you, and then that's what carries on to the next phase.
Yeah, you're
Right.
right, and I'm surprised Mike didn't mention it because back in 1850, a gentleman by the name of Carl Jung, he made a statement that a shadow is everything that you learn to hide, deny, or
hmm
suppress to fit your
Yeah.
conscious identity.
Yeah. And he's actually the one
Mhm.
who coined the term the shadow.
See, that is, I knew it was gonna come out sometime.
I
He coined this one.
got it. Yo, I gotta need some information for y'all to get up. I know y'all
Yeah.
doing the research too. It ain't just me.
Yeah,
That's a
repressed
good thing
traits,
about it.
hidden strengths, and unlived potential.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah,
And it says,
that's what I've seen. I've seen this right here. It says these are traits, emotions, desires, memories, and impulses that you have learned to reject, hide,
hmm
deny, or suppress
Hmm.
because they seem unacceptable or uncomfortable or inconsistent with who you believe you are. It's
right.
like when somebody, it's like me. The reason that I had to start doing the shadow work is because a young lady asked me, she said, "Do you even know who you are?" That's what got me to thinking, like,
hmm
yeah, me. Man, I'm the guy. I'm him.
Right.
I'm Mr. Him. You know what I'm saying? I was T.I. before T.I. And,
Right.
but once I did start digging into that question and I started really understanding what she was trying to explain to me, it made me do the work. It made me go deeper into a rabbit hole of now, like, who are you for real? Like, outside of that
Right.
facade that you give people, outside of the smile, outside of the jokes and the laughter, who are you for real? And as I kept digging, I see myself changing through these years, becoming a better man, becoming a better friend, becoming a better, father. So it's like that was needed. Sometimes we need that from somebody that we close
Yeah.
to.
Yeah. The right word said at the right time will make
Yeah,
you go
right
and
there.
start researching yourself. And that's
Yeah,
what it, because he also talked about the persona, which is what our conscious mind projects that we are. Like we have an idea, like we always talk about how people showing up with their representative
right,
in relationships and stuff when they're meeting people. But
right.
actually, that persona, as he called it, is basically who you really think you are.
Hmm.
But when you do the shadow work, you get down to your authentic self, to the original, the real you.
That
And
version of you.
the
Yeah,
thing, yeah, the version that you don't even really know exists or who you really are. And the thing is, once you get started with the shadow work, it gets hard because you start asking yourself tough questions. And if you're not being honest with yourself, you might as well not even start trying to do the shadow work because
I like I like
it's
that
going
you
to
said that.
reveal,
Yeah.
yeah, because it's going to reveal some things to you about you that you probably didn't even realize were there, or things that happened in your past that you probably just suppressed so much that you forgot about. But it's necessary to move forward with your future. Then you start getting the guys that you want instead of ending up with the same old guys treating you the same way. And that goes for the men too, because
Right.
you got the men that's out there, they getting the woman that's the good time girls. They want to go out and party and do all this, but they're not looking for the woman that they actually need in their life. And the woman that you need is not going to be the one that's out in the streets.
Mm.
She's not going to be the one that's taking care of the home or giving you those little pushes that make you become a better person.
Well, because you have to be the person that likes to be in the house as well. You have to be the person who likes to
Yep.
be. I like what you said. I wrote it down. I said, be honest with yourself when you're doing
Yeah.
this type of work. Because I can sit up here all day and say, man, I'm a good person. But yet and still, when I go
Hmm.
out that door, I'm cussing people out. I got road rage.
Yep.
I'm doing too many things that ain't healthy for me and my mental.
Right.
And so, you know, being honest with yourself is a real major key in this game when you're doing the shadow work, when you
Yeah.
involve in yourself, or so that you can evolve yourself.
Right. Exactly. And see, the shadow, it includes stuff like unacknowledged anger,
Right.
jealousy and envy, fear
Mm-hmm.
and insecurities,
Mm-hmm.
shame and guilt,
Yeah.
repressed desires, hidden potential. And see, that was the one that it got me because you always think about the negatives, but the shadow also reveals those good qualities that you just haven't developed yet.
Right.
So hidden potential is one of them, or untapped talents and strengths. Because a lot of times we'll notice things in other people, and sometimes it attracts us to the people, and other
Yeah.
times it causes us to pull away from a person. Like the traits that you don't like about yourself, when you see them in somebody else, you don't want to be around that person. But
Right.
now, take leadership for example. Somebody who's confident, they're a good speaker. You look at them, you're like, wow, that's the way I want to be able to be around people. Then you're automatically attracted to that person. But that's because
Mm-hmm.
those qualities are within you. They just haven't developed yet. So
Right.
you're looking at them as somebody else, and that attracts you.
Yeah. Yeah. Those traits, like you said, those traits that you criticize strongly in others. That's like when
Hmm.
people. That's why I'm glad that I was able to start doing that work on myself, because judging people when I was growing up, man, 20 in my 20s, I would always tell people if you talking about somebody, I would always let you know, hey man, if that person is not here, don't talk about them. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
If you got to wait
Yep.
till that person get here before you start talking about them around me, at that point, it
Yeah.
was like, nah, I don't want to hear nothing that you have to say negative about this person because they not here to defend themselves. So
Right.
that's where I'm glad that I've gotten back to this version of me to where I don't judge, you know what I'm saying? I tell the truth about some people, and then they might think that I'm
Hmm.
judging. It's like, no, that's truth about you. That's the truth about you.
Yeah.
It's not me
It's just.
looking at you in no negative form or fashion. That's what you really are. You don't see
Hmm.
it because you've lived in that stink. You've lived in that type of
Right.
environment. You've lived around those people who wouldn't correct you,
Yep.
you know? So when you're
Exactly.
around people who don't correct you, you thinking it's cool, whatever you do.
Yep.
And so when somebody
That's.
says something about you that really cares about you though, even if
Yeah.
they not living with you, they your friend, they know your patterns. They know
Yep.
which who you are. If they're doing the work also. Now if they're sitting up there
Yeah.
gossiping and talking about people, it really won't matter what their conversation is anyway. But if you see them improving, you see their life getting better, if they say, hey man, I see that you still do this X, Y, and Z.
Right. Right. And let's say, for example, a man who prides himself in always being calm, he suppresses his anger. But see, that anger doesn't disappear. That anger becomes part of the shadow. And that's
Yeah.
where the shadow is. All of these things, like
That you
it doesn't
suppress.
matter what it is. If you don't address it,
Right.
you're just pushing it back into the shadows. And it builds up and then one day all of a sudden you explode and you don't even know why. But that's because you're not addressing it. You're not looking at the things for what they really are.
Mm-hmm.
You might say, I'm above this, I'm above it. This ain't me. I don't do that. And I don't want to be bothered. But then when you pushing it to the background, eventually it's going to come out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Always does.
Yeah.
So a
Like the
man who,
people who were raised to be humble, they
mm,
hide that. They hide their ambition or desire to be recognized.
right,
It's like, nah, I'm good. I'm being humble. It's like, nah, in this day and age, we can't even be
you
humble
got
no
to
more,
be
y'all.
who
We
you.
gotta show up and show
Right.
out. Be
Yeah.
loud in your transformation. Be loud in your accomplishments.
Right.
Don't
Right.
don't don't. I'm cool. Now forget all that humble stuff,
Hey,
man. We man,
that
we
used to
showing
be
up and
me.
we showing out. I ain't never been that type of person, really. If I win,
Shoot.
I'm gonna be all up in your face with it. If I get an accomplishment, if I
I
accomplish the
hear
things
you.
that I said that I was going to accomplish,
Hmm.
I'm putting it everywhere because that's what that's what living is. That's how you live
Yeah.
in your fullness. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be humbled, or you can't humble me because now if I know the answer, man, I'm finna
Mm,
give it to you. Yeah, if I know the truth, I'm
yeah.
giving it to you. That's
Yeah.
plain and simple.
But me, it was like I've done so many things, and if I start telling people about what I did, like, oh, you lying, you ain't doing that, you bragging, it's like
Right,
I don't need to brag, but my confidence comes from the things that I have accomplished. So I'm like, okay, well, why am I going to be telling you? Because you don't want to hear it. Most people don't want to hear anything about you. They only want to hear about themselves. So I'm like,
right.
okay. You have somebody like, oh man, I did this and I used to be that. I'm like, all right, that's all well and good. But instead of me coming back and say, well, I did this, I did that, I'm just like, okay, we talk about you right now. Go ahead, let it out. But then you know
Yeah,
that poem. Remember in the movie, I think it was Coach Carter, when the coach asked the dude, he say, what was it? What's your biggest fear?
right.
And the boy, once he found out, he came back with that poem. It's like, who are
Mm,
you to suppress who you are? Make yourself small so that
right,
others feel more powerful.
right,
And see,
right.
and it's true. It's like, why do I humble myself before others?
Because
Because I know who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm so much more than most people ever imagine. And not because I'll be bragging about it, because it's like a guy told me once who's like, "Oh, Mike is just arrogant." And I told him
Right.
it's not arrogance. What you think is arrogance to me is confidence.
Right.
Because I'm not telling you something that I haven't done. I'm telling you
Right.
about things that I've actually accomplished.
That
So
part right there.
that's
That
confidence
part
because I
right
know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of. But do you? Because
there.
you can be out there bragging, oh, I'm the shit. But are you the
Right.
shit?
Right. What are
That's the
your accomplishments?
difference.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
And it
and a
ain't
lot of
that, oh, I did this way back then, but you ain't done nothing since. What have
yeah.
you done
Yeah, we're not
since?
talking about that kind of stuff, y'all. We're not we're not
Right.
talking about 1979. You won the fifth grade
Yeah.
field day. Yeah, we ain't talking about fifth grade field day, y'all.
Right. You got a blue ribbon for
I
the
got a
sack
blue ribbon,
race or
but
some shit.
I was a
Yep.
kickball champ in the seventh grade. No, we're not talking about that, y'all.
Yeah. My nephew showed me something like that once. I'm like, it's
Yeah,
2003. I'm just getting back to the States. And he's showing me something from 1990 something in school. But
yeah.
I think he was in like, he had to been in like grade school or something. I don't think he was in high school yet. He's showing me this award. And I'm like, oh, this is nice. And then I look at the date. I'm like, well, so what have you been doing since then?
Yeah,
Getting high. That's all he been doing. Getting high. His brother's in jail. He ain't doing nothing. Like, now he a drug addict. I'm like,
right.
dude, you got to do more than that.
You got to get better.
You
You know
got to
that.
do something.
You got to get better, man.
Because it says, uh, a man who constantly criticizes confident people may actually be suppressing his own desire to be bold and assertive.
Mm,
And this is true. You just admiring the traits that you don't actually have. And then when ignored, the shadow often appears as emotional overreactions, triggers and resentment, self
mm,
sabotage, procrastination, addictions, projections, which is actually seeing in others what you refuse to see in yourself.
right, right. Them dreams and
And,
fantasies also. Them
yeah,
reoccurring relationship patterns that you were talking about earlier.
exactly. Yeah.
All of that is according to the shadow work practitioners. The shadow often appears
Hmm.
through those things. And I like the one what you said about the triggers. So strong
Gotcha.
emotional
Yeah.
research, strong emotional reactions to people or situations. So
Hmm.
when you find yourself being triggered by what somebody says, when you find yourself mad for no reason, that's something you got to look within that mirror for and say, hey, what is this? What is keep on? Why? If you don't like somebody, stop talking to them. That's the only way you can get rid of that problem because
Okay.
Right.
apparently that's the problem. Them even talking is a problem. So when you really don't like something or somebody, stay away from them and stop talking. Because
Right.
like
Yeah.
I was listening to Charleston White talk about, it was some truth to it, and he said when we was growing up, which is true, we either fought or we just didn't come around each other. We fought and
Right.
got it over with, or we just stayed away from each other. And that's the way you have to go back into reflect on your life as a childhood. How did you handle childhood trauma? How did you handle situations or somebody wanted to fight you? Or how did you handle these situations growing up? Because
Hmm.
how you do one thing is how you do everything.
There it
And you
is.
cannot find yourself steady being confrontational, steady being angry because somebody said something that oh man, you just stupid. It's like if I'm stupid, quit talking to me then. You shouldn't
Hmm.
talk to stupid people.
Right.
True that, Joe.
And I just gave y'all a prime example of how shadows work by, you know, disappearing and coming back. Because, you know,
Coming
sometimes
back,
the shadow is
yo.
there.
Yeah, when the sun
The,
go round. Yeah, the sun went the other way. Yeah, I
yeah,
got
my shadow went the other way. I didn't do my shadow work because I was looking at my battery. That thing hit 2%.
you.
It
Oh
was
shit.
done.
Go find the charges.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
My
shooting.
shadow
I
caught
gotta
up
go
with me.
find the charges. Yeah.
But no, you're right. As kids, it's like, man, either we cool or we not.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Mm. And those are the things, man, that we grew up on. We was doing shadow work when we really didn't even know we was doing shadow work.
Yep.
right,
Didn't
we
even know
thought it
it
was
existed.
normal.
Yeah.
Didn't even realize, like, man, let me just stay away,
Yeah,
or let's go ahead and fight.
Yeah. I think that's why we got a healthier mentality now. Because for the
Right.
most part, we're all more emotionally mature than the kids and stuff
Intelligent.
coming up now.
Yeah,
Emotional, that's the
emotional.
word I was looking for.
That's it.
Emotionally intelligent.
Yeah.
Because we had to deal with stuff back then. It wasn't like you could always push it to the background. Because if you
Right.
say something, it's like you start talking shit. Like nowadays, people talk shit at a distance. But
On
back
the
then, you
internet.
talk shit, you better
Right
be ready
there.
to back up everything you say.
And
Because it ain't
and
no,
Mike, you
go
probably
ahead.
remember this more than bro Umbre. Put that stick on your shoulder.
Hell yeah.
Somebody knocked the stick off first.
Yup. Yo, man, somebody did that to me in school once. Put a stick on, I dare you to knock it off.
Yeah.
Wow. I just knocked the stick off the slap. And
At
that's
the
when then it
same
was
time.
on. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's what it
man.
is. It ain't no talking and then, oh, well, I ain't mean what I said. No, you
You
said it.
you
You got
said
to
it.
back it up. You can't just say shit and walk away like, yeah,
I
I
really
ain't said or I ain't mean it. You know,
yeah.
you gonna
What I
find out
what I've
something
learned
today.
what I've
yeah,
learned from our past is that us growing up in the 70s, 60s and stuff, well, not I grew up in the 70s and the 80s, but
Yeah, I grew up in the '60s. Yeah.
yeah, I know that's what I was gonna say, but it was more because we were
Oh, you getting ready to
practicing.
throw me under the bus for being an
Yeah,
old dog?
you see, I had to back up out of the 60s because I was like, nah, I'm lying like a mother. I ain't grew up in those 60s.
mm. Like I remember in the 50s.
But
Well,
what
I
I was
ain't go that
saying is
far.
the fact that us growing up in that era is because of the Black Panthers, the Muslim community
Hmm.
was real strong. We always looked at unity because we were so proud to be black.
Yeah.
I'm black and I'm proud. James Brown was coming out with that. Michael Jackson had his
Hmm.
his, his fame. And everybody's the songs were more about empowering us.
Right, right.
You know,
And
it
then you
wasn't
got the
about
black exploitation films of
right.
Fred Williamson, Isaac Hayes,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
Jim
So
Brown,
who didn't
all
want to
of the
be
Richard
Shaft?
Roundtree.
Everybody want to be
Sure.
Shaft. It's like,
Hell
come on,
yeah.
man. You know,
Get you the leather coat and everything.
you a bad mother. Shut your mouth. I'm just talking
Yep.
about Shaft. Yeah.
Oh, and can't forget Jim Kelly, because that was me.
Superfly. Oh yeah, you the Karate Kid.
You know it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, those
Those
were the
were the
days.
those
But
were the days to where we were identified, as something and somebody.
yeah,
So with this system that was designed to make us go against each other, you know what I'm
yeah, make
saying?
us forget who we are. Yep.
And really not forget who we are, but bring the worst version of us out.
Hmm.
Because NWA made that
True.
song for the police and made them songs
Hmm.
to show you what was going on in their community, not to degrade their community, but to degrade a system of people who didn't like us.
Right.
So they started allowing that type of music to play all the time. Let's get rid of the Queen Latifahs, the X Clans, and the KRS Ones. Now let's bring in this
Hmm.
hip hop that they gonna destroy themselves. They finna
Right.
tear themselves apart. You know what I'm saying? So that's
And
where
that's
we
what it
we,
did.
we, we have to do the shadow work on because we were torn apart by our environment.
Yeah.
You know,
True. And there's a saying that well in shadow work that what you resist in yourself, you often recognize first in others.
Hmm.
oh yeah, and that's the truth.
Yeah,
Yeah, it gets better though, man. It gets better
it
because
does.
I tell you, I used to self sabotage a lot. When things start getting well, going good, I'd be like, nah, it's going too good. Let me fuck it up.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm quick to blame somebody else though for my fuck up
Yeah, I used to do that in relationships. Like
all
if
the
I didn't
time.
want it to go, oh, like this too
It's
perfect.
going too good.
Yeah,
Let me fuck this
Yeah.
up.
but that was in the past because now it's like,
Yeah,
shit,
I can't
just
mess up.
just
Yeah,
in
I
case
ain't
you
gonna.
watching.
Mm.
Man, I'm not gonna keep on having. I'm not gonna keep on being the cause of the breakup when I
Right.
know I'm the cause of the breakup.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, all I got to do is cheat, and it's gonna be like, oh, that's it. Okay, I'm talking about big
Yeah.
frustrations.
Glad you did shadow work, man.
Oh yeah, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
for real.
because the old me,
Yeah. Well, the show messed it up.
oh yeah,
So yeah, man,
So
we just
now,
become aware. We just keep becoming aware of those hidden parts of hidden parts and interrogating them into your conscious understanding for your own self, for your own good. Because if
hmm
we don't, we'll find ourselves stuck in the same situation. Same, keep on insane. We keep being insane. Let me say that
yeah,
because you think you're doing something different, you're really doing the same thing, expecting different
we
results,
expected a different result. Yep.
and you're really not moving the needle. And you try to find out why I'm not progressing. I'm on a good job. I got a raise because the more money we get, I realize this as well. The more money we make, the more money we
The
spend.
more we spend. Yep.
But if we stay disciplined in that same, hey man, when I was making 100,000, now if I'm making 300,000, I got to keep that 100,000 mindset.
yeah,
Live
Right.
below your means
Yep.
until you get to a point to where you can say, okay, now I can splurge because I got triple the money. I can splurge
Right.
just a little bit, but I'm not even finna go crazy with it. I'm gonna just get me. I'm gonna upgrade the car a little bit. I go buy me a little rental property. I'll go,
hmm
I'll get me, and not even upgrade the car. Go buy another car for an Uber. As an Uber driver. As something that you can go make money from, a courier
Yeah.
truck or something. That's what I've come up with now. In my mindset, if I get more bread now, I have to go buy something that's going to make me some more money.
Make more
yeah,
money. Right.
Mhm. So
Buy
that's
you
what
an
I've been
asset, not a liability.
right. I've been buying a lot of REITs lately. Um,
hmm
and if you know them REITs, they pay dividends every three
Yeah.
months.
The what's
You know,
the real estate
real estate
investment?
investment trust. Yeah, real estate
Yeah.
investment trust. So with that, it's just like the mortgages that these retail stores pay for, the apartment complexes, whoever they pay. That's the company, the
hmm
MGM Brands and them type of companies, whoever they pay the mortgage to or rent to. Those are the people that I've invested in because I know the Bellagio Hotel is not going to go shut down.
For
Vegas
real.
ain't going to shut down. You know what I'm saying? So you put your money into companies like that and you just keep putting it in there. Just keep
Yeah.
throwing every time you get some bread, you put it in into these type of investments to where you're going to see $40 to $50, or if you once you get to the making the $3,000 investments, $4,000, you'll start seeing two to
Yeah.
$3 million every month from
yeah,
doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's what my mindset is now as far as shadow work. I used to take my money and buy alcohol and weed and party. Now I
hmm
say the same money I'm screwing off over there, I can put that into a stock, put that into a
Yeah.
dividend and
There
a
you go.
REIT and say, hey man, that's where I was messing my money up at. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
a lot of things have changed in our world, man, because we got more information, but we just don't know how to utilize it.
Right.
You
That's
know?
it.
right about that. That's one thing. I I learned that later when I started making not even the money that I'm making now, but I mean, because they say, and I say they because I'm not a part of them anymore, but
Right.
hmm
more money and more problems. So it's like you go from buying $40 hookers to $100 escorts. Like not only does the product change, but the title change as well. You go from a prostitute
Right.
to escort. Like yeah. So I mean, like you
hmm
said, you just invest better, you learn better, you do better.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Go from a
Oh, it's
prostitute to an
different.
escort. Boy, I tell you.
Yeah. Pay more money for the same thing.
Yeah, I
Man,
don't mess with
That's it.
prostitutes, man. I mess with escorts, man. I don't do that, man.
see, it even sound better.
You hear me?
It does.
Yeah, man.
Hey, that's just like an apartment and a condo.
Yeah.
Same thing, but you're gonna pay a hell of a lot more in a condo.
Yeah, right
Had the
there,
same
man.
3 bedrooms.
Same
Hmm.
three bedrooms,
Same,
but it
yeah,
just costs a
same
condo.
neighbors on both sides. Call it a condo and raise the price.
Well, who needs a
That
That's
right
joint?
there.
all it is.
Yeah, man.
But now, there's also like a trigger. Well, I'm not sure if you all discussed like the trigger questions and trigger judgments. What
Hmm.
quality in others irritates or angers me the most? You know, is there a hidden part?
Hmm.
Um, when do I feel the most defensive? And who in my life triggers me the most? And
Right.
what shadow traits of theirs are reflecting back to me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And that's
it. Oh,
we have to really ask ourselves them honest questions. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, because
Because
there's
a
so
lot of
many of
people,
them.
yeah, we got a lot of people who just lie so much, man. Lie to themselves, lie to society, lie. But
And
if
that's
it's
it.
like anything, anybody, if you know about a good lie, if you tell it long enough, it's going to become the truth.
You believe it? Yeah,
You know,
it's
so that's
true.
why we have to really not be lazy in our learning.
Right.
Once we stop being
Right.
lazy in learning and really do the research, like my partner told me a long time ago, and it stuck with me. He said, "Man, research the researcher.
True.
Whoever told
Yeah.
you the research, whoever told you about that thing, go research what they
Hmm.
did. Go research and then research whoever researched them. You know." So we
Right.
keep going down that rabbit hole. We'll find out the truth eventually.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
don't say things out of your mouth that's really not stand upish. You know, that's not the truth. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You don't
Don't
know.
just repeat what you hear
Yeah,
from
yeah.
somebody
If I
else.
don't know, I just don't know.
Yeah.
People always ask me, man, you know how to do electrical? I say, yeah, I know how to do a little bit. I can hang light fixtures. I can even run a
Hmm.
line to a box for a water heater or something. But to know the whole entire panel, I don't know about that whole panel. But I
Yeah.
can run you a
Right.
line from for hot water for a tankless water heater. I can run you a line to that because it needs to be on its
Right.
own bucket. It needs to be on its own circuit breaker. And if we got,
Right.
space in there, I know how to go take the breaker out, look at the breaker, and
Hmm.
go buy a 40 or a 50 and hook it up to that and run the wire. But telling me about that whole thing, nah, I don't know. I ain't gonna
And
even
that's
lie to
too
you.
much.
I ain't gonna burn your
No,
house
when you
down.
start, you try to do the whole thing. Now you got to do the calculations, and
Right, right.
that's a lot because you got
Yes,
to
a lot.
figure out is it going to be a parallel circuit, a series circuit,
Yeah. Right.
how
That
many
right there.
outlets you're going to need. You
That part.
overloaded, and all of a sudden, house burned down, and you in jail. Why? Well, you ain't licensed. You shouldn't have been
But
doing it.
now you're not in jail.
Mm,
You're in court because they're
definitely,
not going
yeah.
to take you to jail because jail means that you did it without their consent. But if they consented you for doing it, then you in court going through this because that's a civil suit. It's
Yeah,
not a criminal suit. You're not a criminal case.
unless
So,
somebody gets hurt.
no, even if somebody gets hurt, it's still a civil
Hmm.
because they gave you consent. They said you could work
Okay.
on that house if you have a license or not. You're still going to civil court
Hmm.
because your intentions wasn't to burn the house up. Your intentions was
Right.
to get it right. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why our insurance is so high when it comes to massage therapy because we don't practice cracking backs. Whether or
Right.
not going to happen during your massage, absolutely. But I can't license myself as a chiropractor. I always have
Right.
to let them know
Right.
that's out of my scope of practice.
Hmm.
Right.
Which I love dealing with food because people tell me what they're allergic to. Okay, cool. I
I
won't add
mean,
that.
right. Yeah. But the
Yeah. When you
goal,
was
man,
talking.
the goal is not to eliminate the shadow or act out of every pulse impulse. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It just we have to understand ourselves more completely. That's all.
Mhm.
Right.
And we
And
understand
doing,
who we are. We understand the goal that we're trying to accomplish, the goal that we're trying to get to. We'll find ourselves alleviating or releasing. I'm gonna say releasing some of those patterns that keep us stuck. Some of those patterns that keep us not being in a steady relationship. You know.
right, right.
Yeah.
And a lot of that goes back to those questions that Mr. Umber was talking about. Like, for example, what qualities do I judge harshly in others? Or what am I afraid people will discover about me? What emotions do I avoid feeling? Or what parts of myself have I buried just to gain acceptance?
Mm.
When you answer these questions, that tells you a whole lot about yourself.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the
man. We got to
goal,
develop great self acceptance, increase
yeah,
emotional awareness. That's real big right there.
yeah,
Um, make more conscious choices, being in the now. You know, these are the things
right,
that we can do to eliminate the shadow in the shadow work.
right,
Yeah, because that's I always everything that we talk about on this show is always bring more awareness,
yeah,
become more aware. Yeah, it's like when once you start really thinking before you speak. Um, like Farrakhan had said one time, think about the question 5 times before you say it, before you say an answer.
hmm,
And that's a
yeah,
crazy thing to do because nobody's taking that time because people like to just hurry up and say stuff.
Mhm.
But
right,
if we think about what we're being asked 5 times, think about it and give me 5 different scenarios of that one question, you're gonna come up with the correct answer because you went through the stages. You went through, man, the good, the pros, the cons, the okay, if I say
hmm,
it like this, are they gonna get upset? Or if I do this, how are they gonna get offended? Or if I say it this, is that gonna uplift them? Or is that gonna
right,
make them feel bad? Think about all these type of things, even in general conversations. You know what I'm saying? We just have to
yeah,
really start being more aware of who we are and who we're dealing with. Because whoever's sitting
yeah,
across from you, y'all having a conversation for a reason because that's the person that you may know. And if you don't know them, you still try to handle everybody with a gentleness or with some type of empathy,
right,
where you're not offending them. You know.
right.
Yeah.
And when you pause before you answer, if you think about the question, cause you ever talk to somebody and you ask a question or you make a comment, and then the person just starts responding, but it ain't got nothing to do with what you were talking about. That's what
Yeah,
happens when you don't think about the question first. Because I've seen
yeah,
it even in, like on the news or some, you hear somebody ask a question and they start talking, but what they're saying ain't got nothing to do with what was asked.
that's right.
And I'm like, they didn't even listen to the question. But if
Right.
you go over it a couple of times in your mind,
As
now you got
politicians,
the appropriate. That's exactly what politicians do. But they try to talk around the answer. They don't want to
right,
give you a direct answer.
they never going to. That's why. That's why they
No, because now
politicians.
they lock themselves in, and now you're accountable for what you said.
I can't hold myself accountable because I have to go through a system of people in order to get
Hmm.
the right answer. So as I'm a politician, I'm on the road, I'm answering questions. If I give you a direct answer and I don't fulfill it now, you looked at me like, oh, you lying. You a
Yeah.
liar. You know what I'm saying? And people are quick
Yep.
to judge you to be a liar because you didn't
For real.
instead of giving that's why Barack was so cool and so smooth with it because he would give you an answer that I feel comfortable with that answer.
Right. And it was
Mm.
satisfactory to most people.
Yeah,
They hear the
yeah,
answer like, okay, I can accept that. Makes sense.
exactly. Yeah,
But he didn't lock himself into something that,
I
okay,
can't lock
now the
myself
people that's
in.
over me gonna come back and now I'm in trouble with them.
Yeah, and that's what
Yeah.
he would do. He would be like, what I can do in this situation is do my best. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? To make sure that
Right.
we all get to the same result that we're looking for. But y'all know I have to go through a chain of command of people
Hmm.
in order to get these results. But what I'm planning to do, that's a Barack talk. That's how Barack talk.
Yeah.
But
Exactly. And
what
it
I'm
worked
planning to do, right? It does. Because
because.
sometimes he'll come back and address it and he'll tell you, you see what I told you? I
Hmm.
got it done. I just had to run it through a chain of command. As we can see, we got that accomplished. You know what I'm saying? But then some shit you'll never hear about again.
Yeah, for real.
Like Barack, whatever happened to that? Hey, I'm still working on that. I'm still
That's
working
it.
on that.
Like, why are you bringing up
Yeah,
old stuff?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, let's leave the past in the past. We ain't talking about that no more.
You talking about Willie? We ain't talking about that no more. Yeah,
Yeah, they say that the goal is not to eliminate the shadow, but to understand and integrate it.
right.
So the shadow work, I got here, the shadow work in the modern man. So for
Mm,
many men, shadow work can involve confronting suppressed anger, fear of vulnerability, a need for validation, feelings of inadequacy, childhood wounds, and emotional repression. Because many men are taught to hide emotions rather than understand them.
yeah.
And shadow work encourages a man to face those hidden aspects honestly so they no longer control his behavior from the background.
Mm, yeah, yeah. Definitely is part of is a quality that many men were told that growing up. Hey man, brush it off, man. You'll
Yeah,
be all right. You know,
yeah.
hey man,
Hey,
don't
fight
don't
them
don't feel
tears.
that.
Men don't cry.
Yeah, yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, yes we do. That hurt. I'm gonna
More times than not. Just don't show it. Be like,
but
I'm all right. I'm all right. Walk around the corner be in tears.
mm,
Ah, that shit hurt.
but even as a man, I can sit up here and look at some of these lives and like when some of these people do some really inspirational stuff and I tear up on you in a minute,
Hmm.
be like, damn, that was heartfelt. I feel
Yeah.
that in my heart that was like, bro, that was whew, you know,
But that's empathy.
yeah, yeah. And
That's a healthy trait to have. Because
oh
if you're
yeah,
emotionless, a person
yeah.
that's emotionless, they have no
We did
empathy for others.
what
That's
was
not
that
even a
called?
human.
What did we call that? We did that topic.
We
It
did
was
so many times.
no, but we did
I know we did.
the emotionless person was called the antro. Man, I gotta
I
look
don't
that
even
up.
remember it
But
now.
the unemotional person who don't get emotional about anything. We did
Hmm.
that topic one time. I remember when you
That
said
wasn't.
that.
No. Yeah, I was just thinking it was the narcissist, but no, it wasn't.
No, 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 not no.
Nothing.
Narcissists
It
is too
was.
emotional. That's their problem. They got too much fucking. They do too much. We
Yeah,
did. We
it's
might
all
we might
about
have to
them.
revisit that. Yeah, we might have to revisit that.
Yep.
But yeah, I forgot that topic. You know, we did so many, like you say, man. But all of it is
Yeah.
good. Good for storage and good for practice on our day-to-day lives, so that we
Yeah.
can find ourselves in a better position, in a better place. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, because we talked about stoic, like calm and uncomplaining, empathic, lacking concern, and passive. So yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember that name of that person though.
Yeah.
Look that up for me. Look that up for me, bro. Umbra, Umbra. Yeah, you say a person who doesn't have any emotions. That's a name for it.
It's, there is. I can't think of it.
No, my guy got the
It's,
computer right there. He be on it. He doing
but
his thing there.
in the meantime, let's talk about the benefits of shadow work.
What are the benefits?
So, when done responsibly, shadow work can help develop greater self awareness, emotional intelligence, authentic confidence, healthier relationships, better emotional regulation, and a stronger sense of identity,
And the
just to name
strongest
a
sense of
few.
identity is the fact of what would you consider that to be?
Knowing who you are, basically, your
The best
authentic
version.
self.
Yeah, the better
Knowing your
version of you.
authentic, right?
Right.
It's not the person that you pretend to be, that's the person that you really are. And that
Right.
person is not trying to hide how he feels or not trying to suppress his emotions, but he's in
Right.
control of them.
That part.
He's a person that can deal with what's going on and still function, but not fly off the handle over the least little things.
And that's what it is too, man. We making them more conscious decisions and more conscious choices, man. Um,
Yeah,
like me and my lady, we always say we gonna do things that make sense. You know, it's like we can't be out here just doing just because I got $1,000. I'm not gonna go spend it on a
right.
flight to go to a party out of town. It's like, but then once we spend that thousand, we got to make that back up, and we got things to do next month.
Hmm.
Whereas, like, if you're in a partnership, you have to make sure that y'all on the same page on how we gonna spend money.
Right.
That way, everybody can win. You know what I'm saying? Because when y'all, the whole point of becoming one is to become one, and that's to
Yeah.
put the same mindset, the same thought process. And that's what I was explaining to that the young lady earlier today
Hmm.
on that live was the fact that date somebody who talks like you, who thinks like you, who moves like you, because
Yeah.
a lot of times we will definitely find ourselves just talking to people just to talk to people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're not getting down to the nitty gritty. You're not getting down to the real questions. You know, you find yourself just now you're in a relationship and you don't know why.
Yeah.
And the
True.
word you was looking for was alessithymia.
It was what?
Alessithymia. It's a
Yeah, I
person
think
that has a difficulty experiencing, identifying, understanding, or expressing.
Mm.
emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Man, we did that topic, man. We did a topic. We did that topic, man.
Mhm.
They don't express emotions. That's what that was. A lipothi- I ain't,
Alessithymia.
yeah, that right there. I ain't gonna even try.
Oh man.
I ain't gonna even try. I ain't gonna
I
even
hear
try.
you.
But yeah, that's it, man.
And there's also when it comes to the shadow work, there are different aspects, and there's a lot, but there are basically 8 different aspects of the shadow. And I got it written, but I'm not going to go and explain all of them. But the first two I will. It's like first is the dark shadow, and these are the traits and impulses you reject because you view them as negative or unacceptable, which will
Mm,
be anger, jealousy, greed, pride, resentment, vindictiveness. And a person who believes good people never get angry may bury their anger in the dark shadow. But then you have the golden shadow. This is the one that most people overlook, or it's the most overlooked aspect of shadow work because the golden shadow contains hidden talents, leadership ability, creativity, courage, confidence, and potential. And sometimes people admire others because they possess qualities that exist within themselves but have not yet developed. For example, you're inspired by a strong leader. This is what I said earlier, because your own leadership potential remains hidden in the golden shadow.
Oh, you
mm.
said golden shadow. I thought you said golden shower. I was
Not
like, that,
showers.
that means something totally different out here.
it, yeah, it
I
means
know you was
everywhere.
gonna say it. I know you was
But
gonna
those two,
say
I figured, because those are Those are
Kelly is
what called
good, man.
the dark
Yeah.
shadow is the one that everybody thinks of, but the golden shadow is actually the positive qualities that just haven't developed yet. But then you
Right.
also have like the emotional shadow, the relationship shadow,
Mm.
the cultural shadow,
Damn.
uh, the ancestral shadow, the spiritual shadow, and the survival shadow. And all of them just pertain to different aspects. It's all different things going on and how they all come about.
Right. I
So
like
it's a
that
lot
stuff.
when it comes to shadow. It's not just the dark
Mm.
side of yourself. It's also some
Mm.
of the good things that you just ain't working on yet. But
Right.
once you bring this to awareness, once you bring these shadows to your conscious awareness,
Right.
that's when you can start working on them and start changing. They help to change who you are. And now that's when you get to know who you really are, your authentic identity or your authentic
Mm.
self.
Nah, for real. Got to be that person, man. Got to see
Yeah,
yourself as your authentic self, and that means being honest with yourself and not
yeah.
giving that representative that we have seen in so many people. Just because I was listening to Dion Cole tell a joke, he said black people
Hmm.
can't be black all the time. You know, he said we go in them interviews, we got to be. It behooves me to.
Right.
He say white
Behooves.
people
Yeah.
don't y'all think that these black people are that same people at work and they get off work, they might be in their car listening to trap music, whatever the case is. But
Yeah.
we
Hmm.
can't we have to remain authentic, man, come to a place to where we have to be who we are, you know,
Yeah.
at all times, regardless if we in the that's why I love Snoop because he came in the game. He was himself. Say, man, I smoke weed everywhere. I'm gonna be smoking
Yeah.
weed with Martha Stewart. I'm gonna smoke weed at the White House. I'm gonna smoke weed wherever I go. I'm gonna keep talking about the. He talked about who he used to be in the
Yeah.
gang banging life. The thing about it is you have to be that authentic person and never fold on whatever it is that you want to accomplish in life.
Yeah.
You know,
That's when you change up. The people they don't trust you no more now.
I can't trust you. What I'm
You
gonna do?
be who you are.
But the
It's
thing
like,
is, though, when people say, "Man, you've changed," as long as I've gotten better, I don't mind change.
Right.
yeah,
Mine is
that's it.
seeing me,
As
you
long as
know.
you're getting better. And then they only complaining because you ain't where you were. Because you ain't still hanging out with them doing the same
Yeah, I'm
things
about to
they
say
still doing.
it don't benefit them. That's why they
Yeah.
complain because it's not beneficial to them.
Yeah.
You
Because
know,
ain't
back in
nobody complaining when they doing if you doing as good as somebody, that's when they start playing or complaining. Or you doing the same, they don't complain as much. When you
right,
start doing better,
right,
that's when the complaining starts. As
right.
long as y'all on the same level or you doing a little worse than them, oh, life is good. But that's
Mm-hmm.
just the way people are. It's human nature.
That part right there.
Most people don't want to see you get better. They want it's
Right.
that crabs in the barrel mentality.
Hell
They
yeah.
rather pull you down than to see you grow.
Gotta have you down with me. 'Cause
Yeah,
I ain't trying to do nothing better than what I'm doing.
yeah. And I don't want to
I'm
be
just
down
keep
here by myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna just keep talking about it. I ain't finna do nothing different. I'm gonna just talk
Yeah.
about it. Make it sound good to you. I'm gonna dress it up with something else this time.
Man, I was talking to a woman a couple of days ago. She was telling me that she was a drug addict and she got off drugs. She got herself clean. She's doing better. And she was like, and I got a friend that can you believe she offered me? She asked me to go buy some drugs for her. I'm like, that ain't no friend. She's like, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, of course. She trying to keep you there because she figured if you go get the drugs for her, you going to get tempted and want to try it. And now
Yeah,
you
so,
right back down there, y'all together getting high again. So
yeah, yeah, it's definitely that.
yeah, man, that's what they're like. They want you to be with them. They don't want to be lonely down there. They say it's
Mhm.
lonely at the top, but those people you leave at the bottom, they're the lonely ones.
Well, it's real lonely at the bottom, man.
Yeah, because they ain't trying to do no better. They stuck where they always were. Ain't never going nowhere.
Uh-huh.
It's
Hey,
sad,
check
but it's
this out.
true.
Man, okay, we done had a great show. What we doing on the go out?
Who you want to give us one, Mister Doctor Umbra? Since you ain't been around in a while, I know you got something profound for us.
I mean, I've been around just in the shadows.
Good
But
comeback.
I just want to say, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you'll call it fate.
Mm,
Mm, nice.
I
It's a
like that.
nice one. Wow. I wrote down two because they both sounded real good, but I will give you this one first. Your shadow is not just the darkness you hide. It is also the strength you've neglected, the wounds you've ignored, and the potential you've yet to claim. So growth begins where denial ends.
Okay, okay. So what I want to say is this right here. The answer is not always obvious. It doesn't mean you
Mm,
secretly are the person that you're judging. Instead, it can reveal hidden feelings, needs, fears, or qualities that deserve attention.
mm,
Let's go find that stuff that deserves that attention and change it up. That's what we can do, man.
nice.
Yeah.
That's it.
We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We had quite a few people come in and leave out, but we appreciate you for coming in, God dog.
Hmm.
That means you was interested. So hey man, until next week we come back with a different topic, but something that's gonna help us get to a better space in life, man. Till the next
That'll work.
time, peace.
Peace.
Peace. Have a good one, fellas.
Yes,
Y'all be
sir.
safe out there.
Hey, thank you. You too,
Peace.
brother.